Hey guys, Wefes here and welcome to another Hearthstone video. Today we're gonna talk about the exciting Hearthstone expansion, Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, right? It was announced at BlizzCon and they actually announced a lot of cards at BlizzCon. So without further ado, let's just head right into it. So what is the Mean Streets of Gadgetzan? It's basically an expansion that launches early December and will contain up to, I think, 132 new cards. And yeah, so save your gold, save your cash, don't spend them in stupid things like the arena, the Heroic Tavern Brawl. Don't do it. If you want to play arena and try and earn gold, go ahead, but don't do the Tavern Brawl. It's stupid. Okay, so next, they introduced multi-class cards, which is really exciting, right? They introduced the three different factions, which is the Grimy Goons, which comprises of cards that can be used in Hunter, Paladin, and Warrior. They also introduced the Cabal, which comprises of cards that can be used by mages, priests, and warlocks. And finally, they introduced the Jade Lotus, which introduces cards that can be used by druids, rogues, and shamans. So this is a very new concept with Hearthstone, and it's probably gonna change the entire meta game. It kind of makes playing Hearthstone more fun. However, I think it also makes Hearthstone a little bit hard to play around now. Like with the introduction of Discover, you don't know what you can play around. With the introduction of, say, Cabal's Tome, you really don't know sometimes what mage spells they have and etc. You cannot really want to do guessing games, right? I remember the times when the days when Hearthstone was more of a if I understand your deck and I understand my deck, I know my win conditions and how to beat your deck, that kind of thing, and you can basically call cards and outplay your opponent, right? But for now, it kind of seems like it's a little bit more difficult with the introduction of multi-class cards and Discover and etc. But yeah, maybe it makes Hearthstone a little bit more fun. I don't know until we look at the cards, so let's begin. So for the first card, we're gonna talk about Druid cards, which is a 1 mana Mark of the Lotus. It's a spell that gives your minions +1/+1. So basically, it's trying to encourage you to play token druids, which is something that people have been playing when there's been the Violet Teacher and whatnot, right? And then it follows up with Malagos, and then you just flood the board with spells and everything, and tokens, stuff like that. So basically what Blizzard's trying to do is make you play token druids again. And comparison of this spell is the Competitive Spirit, right? Competitive Spirit also gives all your minions +1/+1, but it's like at the start of your next turn. This one you can play it as and when you want it, so it's a little bit more flexible this way. However, just like the Competitive Spirit, it's really difficult to get your full value of your minions to get everything +1/+1, right? Because even with Paladin, where you had things like a Master for Battle, sometimes you won't even get full value of your Competitive Spirit because people see it coming. They see so many tokens on the board. They know, oh crap, this is dangerous. I gotta clear it, and they will. And that's why your Mark of the Lotus is not going to work so well. So I'm just saying that it's an okay card. That's why I give it a 5 out of 10. However, if you play Mark of the Lotus on 1 minion, you might as well just play a Abusive Sergeant. It's even better. And neutral cards are not supposed to be better than class cards, right? So yeah, there's that. Next, we have Pilfered Power. A lot of people are telling me, oh my god, this is such an OP card, and the fact is, this is not an OP card. I mean, a lot of people have been complaining about things like Wild Growth, oh my god, that's cheating, but the real cheaty card for druids is actually the Innervate. Wild Growth is okay, you kind of pass a turn, and sometimes Mire Keepers, if you pick the extra crystal, it's also not that good for you. For this one, you pay 3 mana, which means you can play turn 1 with Innervate and lose like 2 cards, or play it turn 3 And then how many minions do you have on the board exactly? Because you gain one empty mana crystal for each friendly minion you have on the board, and sometimes it's really difficult to have tokens on the board that early in the game, right? Of course, you guys can keep telling me that all you can do is just living roots into living roots. Oh my god, I get 4 mana crystals. Okay, what are the odds of that happening? And if the opponent sees you developing your board in such a manner, do you not expect your opponent to at least clear 1 or 2 of them away? So it's really difficult. I mean, you can always play lots of wisps in your deck, right? And then pack a whole bunch of high cost minions later on. It's really awkward to have such a deck, and yeah, like I said in the slide, it requires low cost token cards, and it also requires high cost late game cards or card draw in order to utilize this card perfectly, right? So basically, if your deck is going to play around this card, I don't think it's gonna be that good, right? I mean, getting 1 mana crystal out of this is not good enough because you're paying free mana. Getting 2 mana crystals might be good enough, but it might not. You waste a turn free, and usually turn frees are the ones that more or less decides the tempo of the game. So, I mean, it's still a good card in the sense that you still can ramp. However, it's really difficult to do, so I'm just gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I would have given it a 6, but considering the fact that druids have more token options now, so yeah, it might be a possibility. So we have Lunar Visions. This is a 5 mana spell and says draw 2 cards and minions drawn cost 2 less. So the most important thing you guys need to take note here is it's minions only. So basically, if you draw 2 cards and you happen to draw 2 spells like Swipe and Living Roots, then you pretty much don't get the discount. That's really important because a lot of people are telling me, oh, it's a 1 mana draw 2 cards. I mean, it's possible that it becomes a 1 mana draw 2 cards, but if you're playing things like Malagos Druid or Yogg-Saron Druid, the ones that you play Arcane Giants, then you just want to hope you draw your Violet Teachers and Arcane Giants, because you don't want to draw your spells and you have a lot of spells in your deck. So yeah, I don't see this being played in your traditional Malagos Druids and Yogg-Saron Druids. However, since Blizzard is trying to shift Druids to the token direction, then yeah, you might be able to play this card. And it's pretty good. I mean, a 4 mana discount is insane. Next, the Druid Legendary Kun the Forgotten King. It's a 10 mana 7/7. That's actually a 0 mana 7/7, right? It says choose one, gain 10 armor, or refresh your mana crystals. So think of the Fandral value you're gonna get if you play this card, right? So or you can play Aviana into Kun, and then you just empty your board like it's making it rain, right? So yeah, 0 mana 7/7 can be playable earliest in turn 5 when you're starting second, right? Basically, you got coin, you got innervate, double innervates, and then you just throw the Kun and Forgotten King. It's not gonna give you 10 mana crystals. That's the most important thing you guys need to know if you're gonna play it on turn 5. It's gonna give you 5 mana crystals to work with. So you might just wanna click on the 10 armor, right? Why would you wanna refresh 5 mana crystals and not be able to do anything else? Unless you're really desperate for tempo, right? So yeah, Kun the Forgotten King, I think it's an okay legendary. However, it's still kind of cute, right? If you're gonna play Malagos and Yogg-Saron Druids, you might as well just go with the Arcane Giants. The Arcane Giants cost 0 anyways, so there's no reason for you to wait till turn 10 in order to play a 0 mana cost minion. The prerequisite is a little bit too costly. Yeah, so I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I'm not sure what kind of druids would want to play Kun the Forgotten King. So yeah, next. Piranha Launcher. This was the very first card that was announced in BlizzCon, and it's a hunter weapon that is not good at all. So basically, a piranha is a beast. You can try and milk out some beast synergy out of that. However, I think that this weapon costs too much. A 5 mana weapon that does 2 damage is just too little, too late. And hunters are a class that relies on tempo in order to win the game. You want to smork, you want to keep playing cards that give you the most tempo, and then you can just overwhelm your opponent before he can control you. So yeah, Piranha Launcher is not that good. I mean, it's a 2/4 that summons a 1/1 beast. I mean, if you want to play it, you can play it in arena, but it's not exactly a very good card. It's not as bad as Tentacle for Arms, but it's still around that range. Next, we have Manic Soulcaster. It's a mage minion. 3 mana, 3/4. The stat line is pretty good. And it says Battle Cry. Choose a friendly minion, shuffle a copy into your deck. So basically you can copy your Archmage Antonidas that was summoned by your Barnes, or maybe you can copy your Sorcerer's Apprentice and just, you know, play 3 of them, and then it's just too bad that the minion that is copied is not a 1/1, right? It's not like the Shadow Stealer or something like that. So but it's still pretty good, right? If you have 3 Sorcerer's Apprentices on the board, you can do all sorts of shenanigans. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for this card, especially when you are playing against a control deck. However, it really does not fit into the Spell Mage, since the Spell Mages are just packing their decks with spells and they don't need this 3-drop in their deck. So yeah, it might spawn a new type of tempo or control mage. However, you know, those Cabal's Tome mages, yeah, they're not gonna use Manic Soulcaster. Next, Getaway Kodo. We're moving on to the Paladin cards. So it's a secret. Alright, I was wondering where the Paladin secrets went to, because Gadgetzan actually came up with the new Hunter secret. I was wondering, wait, where's the new Mage secret? Where's the new Paladin secret? And here it is. Getaway Kodo secret. When a friendly minion dies, return it to your hand. So basically, it's something like a new redemption. Instead of spawning a 1 health, your minion back in with 1 health, you take the card back, which is really good when you combo it with redemption. So if you have redemption and Getaway Kodo, your minion dies, you get the card, your minion respawns. So if you have something with Divine Shield or maybe some kind of taunt, this is insane. This is just so good. So combo it with redemption, guys, and it's maximum effect, and it just encourages Secret Paladin to come back into the meta. I've been laddering with Secret Paladin. It's awesome. I like this card. Paladins are back, baby. Let's go. Next, we have Mean Street Marshal. It's a 1 mana 1/1. Death Rattle. If this minion has 2 or more attack, draw a card. So basically, it's a 1 mana 1/2 that does nothing. A lot of people might argue and say, oh, you can buff it with Abusive Sergeant, you can buff it with Competitive Spirit, or other buffs like Silver Moon Portal, Blessing of Kings, Seal of Champions, etc, etc. Well, the thing is, why would you buff something like that? It doesn't even have Divine Shield. I mean, unless you're playing a Nazar Paladin, don't bother with this card. It's a waste of space. I mean, Paladins already pack so many 1 mana cards, inclusive of Secrets, inclusive of Argent Squires, Abusive Sergeants. You just don't want this card in your deck. So it's not worth it. Don't play this card. 4 out of 10. Next, Small Time Recruits. So basically, this card can be comboed with the other card right here, but I do not recommend it. So basically, it's a 3 mana spell that says draw 3 1-cost minions from your deck. So a lot of good 1-cost minions that you can get from the neutral pile is the Argent Squire, Abusive Sergeant, South Sea Deckhand, Secret Keeper, if you're gonna play Secret Paladins, of course, and also Shifter Xeris, right? I mean, Shifter Xeris is a maybe yes, maybe no kind of thing, but I decided to just put it in there just so people know that they can actually draw this card, right? To open their options up there. So I think that Secret Paladins are on their way to recovery. I would not want to play against Secret Paladins in Wild after this expansion, and I think yeah, Secret Paladins pretty good now. So welcome the Christmas tree just in time for the Christmas season. So the next kind of paladin we can play is definitely the Smorg Paladin. You just grab a whole bunch of small minions, you buff them up, you rush them face, and then just play Leroy in the end and just finish them off. That's also a pretty good paladin deck that you might build from small time recruits. The only problem is that it costs free mana, and free mana you can do a lot of things with on a paladin, like play an Argent Horse Rider or play Seal of Champions. So unless you really are out of options, it's really hard to fit this into a deck that is useful, that will make it useful. Alright, so next, I mean, sure, if you discover this card from say a what's that called, the horse chess piece, then yeah, go ahead and pick this card. It's fine. You heal for free if the other options are not so good, right? Alright, the Paladin Legendary Weaker Flame Burn Bristle. So it's a free mana 2/2 Divine Shield with Chaunt. Deal damage dealt by this minion also heals your hero. So basically, if it's done correctly, it should heal you for 4 health. But it can be buffed by Seal of Champions and all that shenanigans. So this card has the potential to become really, really good, right? It's a Tyrion without the Death Rattle, get an Ashbringer, right? So some comparisons to this card would be the Annoyantron, which people already feel it's really hard to get past, and well, it's just one mana cost higher than an Annoyantron, right? So I don't see why not. It gives you heal with the Mistress of Pain ability. So I think it's a good tempo card, and it's going to be playable. Like, I mean, come on, if you Barnes this out, you essentially have an Annoyantron out. It's so good. It's so good. Some people might think, oh, it's, you know, but I think it's really good. Alright. Next, we have the Priest cards, and I'm actually really, really excited because priests have been really, really bad for a long time, and I believe Blizzard has heard our complaints as well. So let's take a look at all the priest cards. First card, 1 mana spell, Potion of Madness. Gain control of an enemy minion with 2 or less attack until the end of your turn. So basically, it's a Shadow Madness that only works for minions that are 2 attack or less. First and foremost, I would like to say it's really, really good that finally we get some early board control. However, 2 attack minions cannot really kill much. Like, for example, if you're still you're facing against the shamans, because currently it's Shaman Stone, you can't really kill off a Tunnel Trog, you can't really kill off a Mana Worm, you can't really kill off a Void Walker, you definitely cannot kill off a Totem Golem, which is annoying. However, it's still a good early game control card, so I'm just gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Maybe we can combo it with something later down the line, which is this one right here, Pint-Sized Potion. So basically, this potion makes all enemy minions have -3 attack this turn, which is crazy, right? Crazy. So you can toss the Pint-Sized Potion, and if you have a board, you can just trade them when they have zero attack, right? And you just kill them off. Also, you can use it and then combo it with like Cabal Shadow Priest, steal their good minions, like Emperor Thaurissan. You can steal them off, which is really good. Or you can combo it with our Potion of Madness, which is this one. And so basically you make them pint size, and then you just take them, and then you just, you know, trade them off. pretty good. You can also combine with, of course, Shadow Madness if they're really big, like the 4 mana 7/7. You take 3 mana off, 3 damage off. Oh damn it! You can't. Never mind, forget what I just said. Okay, so but Shadow Madness is one of the options if they have a 6 attack minion, and of course Shadow Pain. You dropping their health, their attack down for a reason, right? You want to be able to deal, destroy, remove, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, however, this card, it's like, you know, it's a combo card. So removal may require more than 1 card, and sometimes it might not be worth. The best possible use of this pint-sized potion is to be when you have a lot of minions on the board and you want to just, you know, trade them off. Otherwise, if you want to combo it with other removal spells, it's not worth. You combo it with Cabal Shadow Priest, it's fine. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Next, we have the Cabal Talent Priest. It's a 3 mana 3/4 battle cry, gift a friendly minion free health. It is like a dark cultist, only better. Only better because you can do it immediately and it is not random. So it is really good, and it pays for itself. Come on, it's a 3 mana 3/4. You're not paying any stats. It's insane. Maybe you're paying 1 attack, but it's insane. Alright? So I don't care what kind of priest you are, you're gonna keep this card in your deck, alright? It's insane. And Tempo of Enforcer has the same exact battle cry. The only reason why Tempo Enforcer is not being played is because, well, there are a lot of other 6-drop alternatives out there that do much better than Tempo Enforcer. However, if you see Tempo Enforcer in Arena, you're gonna pick it immediately. It gives you so much tempo in minion versus traditional minion on minion combat. So yeah, if you see Cabal Talent Priest and Tempo Enforcer in Arena, just pick them. It's insane. These are good cards. Finally, priests get good cards. Next, we have Draconic Operative. It's a 5 mana 5/6. Again, it doesn't pay any stats for the text, which is Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, discover a card in your opponent's deck. So basically, it's an improved thought steal, right? For example, if you're playing this against a rogue, you can sieve out. Okay, there's a what's that called, deadly poison or something like weapon-based stuff that you don't even use, and you don't use them. You don't pick them. You just pick the Tomb Pillager, for example, which is pretty good. So yeah, you actually get to pick a card, and that's pretty good. And it also means that priests are being pushed to a dragon priest archetype. So yeah, there we go. This is Light Bomb. Dragonfire Potion is a 6 mana spell for priests that deal 5 damage to all minions except dragons. So basically, this is the new Light Bomb. It still might backfire because if your opponent has dragons on the board, they don't die as well. So let's just hope you don't face up against another dragon priest. But all things considered, this is actually a pretty good card. It's decent board clear. Come on, when you look at Flame Strike, it's a 7 mana deal 4 throughout the enemy minion board. This is a 6 mana card and it deals 5 damage throughout. I mean, sure, you kill off your own minions, except it doesn't when you play dragons. So just play dragons and you'll be fine. Basically, they want you to play Dragon Priest. You guys got a hint yet? Play Dragon Priests. Alright, so we're done with the priest cards. We are moving on to the rogue cards. And this is one of the stupidest cards ever. I hate this. People are already abusing the Miracle Rogues, Malygos Rogues, and I hate this card. It's just gonna make things worse. That's all I can say. It's OP. Yeah. And it takes up 2 slots in your deck, so you might want to consider what you want to take out in order to put this in, if in the event you actually want to put this in. It's insane, but it takes up 2 slots. So you guys might want to figure that out. What you want to cut exactly. Next, we have the Lotus Assassin. It's a 5 mana 5/5 stealth. Whenever this minion kills an enemy, gains stealth. So basically, it's a glorified Stranglethorn Tiger without the beast suffix, of course. And it's a great card in Arena because you want to keep trading in Arena. I'm not so sure if it's playable in Constructed, simply because there doesn't seem to be a rogue archetype that this card actually fits in right now. Because rogues are all very combo-y and stuff, and then all of a sudden you play a Lotus Assassin. And what the heck are you doing with your life? You might as well play a Gadgetzan Auctioneer, right? Yeah, it makes more sense. So yeah, I'm not so sure, but if you see this in the arena, just pick it. You're gonna win games. Stealth is really, really good. Like, really, really good. Next, it's a warrior spell. It's called I Know a Guy. It's a 1 mana card. Discover a taunt minion. So basically, you're gonna discover your warrior taunts, the sparring partner, Fierce Monkey, and Bloodhoof Brave. Obviously, you want to pick Bloodhoof Brave whenever you see it. There are other significant discovers that you can get, which is like obviously the Bog Creeper, but more obviously is the Curator, because basically, if you're playing warriors, you're definitely probably gonna have at least 1 dragon, 1 beast, and a Finley Murgleton in your deck. So grab that Curator. I mean, you might have 2 Curators in your warrior deck. It's also pretty good. You just keep drawing cards, right? So yeah, good discovery card, and stuff like this can happen. The only issue I have with this card is that it doesn't do anything other than draw a card. I mean, card draw is actually already very good. However, it does not establish anything, unlike the Babbling Book or the what's that called? The pirate that the rogues use. That one. Okay, so it's more like a Journey Below kind of thing, and I mean, people still use Journey Below, but it's usually used to like combo into something else. I'm not so sure about this one though. So warriors, you might want to mess around with this card, but I don't think I still don't think it's that good. So we're here with the 3 class cards. This is the first one. It's called Grime Street Informant. It's a 2 mana 1/1 battle cry. Discover a hunter, paladin, or warrior card. So basically what I wrote here is that class cards are definitely better than neutral cards. And a 2 mana card draw is insane considering what you might be able to draw. You might be able to draw a freezing trap. You might be able to draw a Lay on Hands or even Tyrion, and you might even be able to draw a warrior card, something like Execute, Bash, Brawl, even Grommash. All of these are good cards. Most of the class cards are good. So yeah, keep it, play it in Arena. It's a good card. Next, same thing, but for Priest, Warlock, and Mages, and it's a 3 mana 2/2 instead of a 2 mana 1/1. It costs more as these class cards are slightly more OP, especially mage cards, which I don't want to go in depth. People already know how OP mage cards are, except for Shatter. I'm looking at you, Shatter. And yeah, the only cards that you might not want to discover are priest cards. Some of the priest cards are very situational, and you might not even be able to use them. However, warlock cards are also really good sometimes, and unless they are those discard a card kind of cards, which are not so good. However, since it's a discover mechanic, you get to choose which one you want. So go ahead and choose. Next, Lotus Agents. It's a 5 mana 5/3, same thing, but it's for druids, rogues, and shamans. And usually we want to compare the stat line with Ethereal Conjurer, which is actually a 6 mana 5/3. Was it a 5/3? I think it's so. And well, This card is actually not that good considering the stat line, and you should really hope you get a good card. And sometimes you just don't. For example, if you're a druid and you discover a deadly poison, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to look at the other options, right? So you just hope that you get a good card, board clear, a burn card, or a combo card from Rogue. Something like this guy's Toast would be good, or Eviscerate. Yeah, those are the good cards that you might be able to get from this. So stat line wise, because of the stat line, I'm gonna have to go make it like a 5 out of 10, which is like, just decent. Next, the legendary card for Priest, Warlock, and Mage is the first time we've ever seen custom spells. Like, we've never seen this before. So what the heck are custom spells? I will tell you in the next slide. But for now, this card is a 4 mana free. Battlecry, if your deck has no duplicates, create a custom spell. So basically it's a Reno Jackson, but instead of healing your hero to full, it gives you the opportunity to make a spell of your own choosing. And let's look at the next slide and I will show you what I mean. It might be a little blurry. Wait, where is it? You choose how much you want it to cost. It can be 1 mana, 5 mana, or 10 mana. And then the next one you get to choose an effect, and the next one you get to choose a second effect. So from what I can see, the spell that you play follows the order of the spells you choose. So for example, if you pick the 5 mana potion, then you pick, say, King's Blood. For example, you draw 2 cards first before you summon 2 friendly minions that died this game. So it follows the order. Sometimes it matters. Currently, it doesn't seem like it matters. However, I look forward to the times when it does. Next. Alright, so on to the neutral cards, okay? So we have Finjar, the Flying Star. I don't like this card. It's a terrible card. Don't play this card. It's a 5 mana 2/4 Murloc. Legendary, by the way. And whenever this attacks and kills a minion, summon 2 Murlocs from your deck. Basically, you summon 2 Murlocs from your deck. It doesn't just randomly summon 2 Murlocs. This means you have to put Murlocs in your deck. It doesn't make sense. You don't put Murlocs in your deck other than serve friendly, and you want to play them, not, drag them out. So no, this sucks. Don't play this card. Terrible card. I don't even know why it's a legendary. Bullshit card. The only good Murloc legendary is serve friendly. Next, Patches the Pirate. It's also a legendary. I don't know why they're making lousy legendaries. It's a 1 mana 1/1 pirate that has charge. After you play a pirate, summon this minion from your deck. So basically, you're encouraging warriors to play more pirate warriors. It's a if you have it in your hand, it's a 1 mana pirate activator for synergy. However, I am never ever going to play this card from my hand. I don't want to see it. I want to just play my N'Zoth first mate, and then this will come out and I'll just charge with like two minions and stuff like that. The only combo I can see happening with this card is South Sea Captain, where the Patches the Pirate becomes a 2/2 instead of just a 1/1, and this card is just not good. It's not good. Alright. Next, we have Wind Up Burgobot. It's a 6 mana 5/5 mech. And whenever this attacks a minion and survives, draw a card. It's a new version of card draw that we've never really seen before. It acts somewhat like an Acolyte of Pain, except that if it dies before it kills something, before it attacks and kills something, it doesn't even draw you a card. So I think it costs way too much, even if you manage to draw 1 card, and it will only pay for itself if you draw 2 cards. It's a decent card in Arena, but I do not suggest you play this card anywhere. Terrible card, that's why it's an epic. Terrible. Next, Fel Orc Soulfiend. It's a 3 mana 3/7 neutral card. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to this minion. So is this the new Injured Blade Master? I think not, because the difference is that it keeps hurting himself for no reason, right? An injured Blade Master only hurts itself when you play him out. But this guy, every start of your turn, it will deal 2 damage to itself. Obviously, it's good with possible synergy like Armor Smith or Frothing Berserker or even Rampage, but do not play this card. Ever. Next, a big time Racketeer. It's a 6 mana 1/1. What the heck is this card? But it Battlecry summons a 6/6 Ogre. Okay, sure. But do you actually want to do that, right? You want to compare this with Silverhand Knight, which actually summons a 4/4 and then a 2/2. This one you summon a 1/1 and then a 6/6. So the bad effects of this card is that Moonblade Portal summons a 1/1 after healing you for 6. Terrible card. Forbidden Shaping with 6 mana can give you a 1/1 as well. Terrible card. Yasharaj might be able to pull this out from your deck and you have a 1/1 on the board. Terrible card. The only saving grace about this card is that Brand can combo with this, so you have 2 6/6 Ogres at turn 6. So maybe that's good, but who's gonna let your Brand Bronzebeard live for that long? And if you want to combo it, it will be at turn 9 and you might already be dead by then. So yeah, it's only usable in Arena. Don't play it in Constructed ever. Second Rate Bruiser. It's a 5 mana 4/5. You want to compare it with Cyclopean Horror, which nobody plays at all. Like at all. Come on. Like even with the amount of shamans in the game, you don't see a lot of Cyclopean Horror simply because it's just too stupid, right? It's not a good card. Like, sure, it could be a cheaper Senjin, but what are the chances of that happening? You are only trying to counter like 2 or 3 archetypes, and that's not good enough. It's just nowhere near good enough. Just play it in Arena. Cookie Chemist. It's a 4 mana 4/4. Basically, it's a bulkier Crazed Alchemist. Nothing much to talk about there. Friendly Bartender. Usually you want to compare it with say a Lightwell or a Vitality Totem. However, even those are better than this card. You want to probably combo this with heal buff cards like Holy Champion or Light of Naru or something like that. But usually even those are not good. So Bartender, I don't think there's just so many other good 2-drops out there. So I'm not so sure about Friendly Bartender. I mean, if you really run out of options in Arena drafting, then yeah, sure, you can play this card, but I don't think it's a good card. Why did I give it a 7 out of 10 again? I don't know. Alright, so this is the best card ever! 1 mana 2/2 Death Rattle Funnel Case. Good card! Zombie Chow is back and is new and improved. So control decks, you have a card to play now. Finally, you can stop those pesky Zulaks. You can stop those pesky Shamans. Actually, you can't. Because Shamans have like what? Tunnel Trogs and Totem Golems. I mean, sure, you can get rid of all those pesky totems, but that's pretty much it. It's still pretty good though. I mean, against Zoo. Sometimes you have a Void Walker to deal with, so there you can't kill that as well. But that's the reason why Zombie Chow was really good. And I have a feeling Mistress of Mixtures is going to do the same job fine. So there's that. So yeah, we've seen the Kazakus potions. And I do have some questions about the current expansion. Does this mean that each class gets 2 legendary minions instead of 1? Because we have a legendary minion like Kazakus, and he's like multi-class. So, but we've also seen like druids get their own legendary, and paladins get their own legendary. So I think it might be possible that in this expansion we actually get 2 legendary minions for each class, which is actually quite good. And the other question is where are the rest of the sucky cards, because we've actually seen quite a few sucky cards already in this 31 cards that were revealed. where are the rest of it? Because, you know, that's what they're gonna do. They're releasing 132 cards, right? And I don't believe that it's possible to make all 132 cards be insane. So yeah, I'm waiting for the rest of the sucky cards. I'm hoping Shamans get all the sucky cards because they're just way too strong right now. They should just sit in one corner and stay there for at least 1 year because they've been strong for 1.5 years now. Insane. Just keep them in one corner. Give Paladins and Priests the time to shine again. I know Paladins had their time in day, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this Hearthstone video. I hope you guys enjoyed this card review. If you had any questions or disagreements with me on my card review, please do leave a comment down below. I love anybody who actually want to debate with me about such stuff, because I mean, come on, it's fun to just talk about Hearthstone, right? I mean, we may have differing opinions sometimes, but hey, it's the discussion that actually makes things fun. I mean, we all don't know exactly how well we predict until the expansion actually comes out. However, it's really fun to predict, and it's really fun to talk to people about Hearthstone. So yeah, if you guys liked this video, please do leave a like and share this video. If you enjoyed it, it helps me out a lot, and do subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.